So you want to see the magic behind YouTube? Here I am. This is, we're going to take a quick look at In the Hangar. Stick with us on FlyWire. Hey, I'm Scott Perdue, and today on FlyWire we're going to go backstage for In the Hangar. This is where they shoot it. It's not actually in the hangar, but it's in the studio, and it looks pretty amazing. So check it out.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. So the company's going to be converted. There's going to be jobs.
Oh.
So anyway, it's like he was very sad. He was this DC, and that was it. Then flash forward 7, 8 years later, he gets a call saying we finally located the lead plane out of the 800 C-47s flew over North.
There's a group called the D-Day Squadron, and now we call ourselves the DC-3 Society. And a guy named Eric Zitkin up in Connecticut, he was the quarterback of that deal. And we put together 15 American DC-3s, and we went back, 15 American airplanes, went back to celebrate the 75th anniversary of D-Day. And I gotta tell you, it was just incredibly humbling to be a part of that group. Here's 15.
Here's an app for that.
There is an app for that. It's very handy.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
All right.
Although we were doing that.
We
earlier,
just want
so
to.
We're trying to look fancy now.
There we go.
Fighter pilot, commercial pilot, warbird pilot. Let's find out who the man behind FlyWire is on this episode of In the Hangar. Welcome to In the Hangar. I'm Christy Wong.
And I'm Dan Milliken. In the Hangar is sponsored by Gold Seal and iFly GPS. Christy, what do we got today?
We've got Scott Perdue with us. We've got FlyWire.
FlyWire's in the house.
FlyWire's in the house.
Scott, thank you for coming.
Hey, well, thanks for having me.
All right, we're just going to jump right into it. Tell us about yourself. Who are you? Who is FlyWire?
Let's see, how much time? Well, I started off as a kid. My dad was a pilot. He was a Marine pilot in World War II.
Oh, wow. What did he fly?
Well, he actually...
When you say F4U Corsair, I'm going to die.
That was what he wanted to fly.
Right.
Oh, okay.
He fought to fly. He actually went through the CPT program before the war, and then they made him a radio operator.
Oh.
Yeah, he was an enlisted man. And when he was a radio operator, he fought to fly. It took him about 1.5 years. He got on pilot training. Finished right towards the end of the war when the Marines, he was in the Marine Corps. They didn't really need pilots anymore. So he languished in Corpus Christi for most of the rest of the war when he finished. So most he ever flew was the S&J, T6. Wanted to fly the Corsair.
Was he one of those, in World War II, I know one branch, it may have been the Marines, enlisted men were pilots, like technical sergeants or something. Was he one of those, or did he become an officer?
No, he never did. He was one of the flying sergeants.
Okay, good.
And the Marines kept those, and in the Air Force actually had some, but then they ended up commissioning toward the end of the war.
Okay.
So he got out, and then he kept flying and had a Stearman. I grew up with a Stearman, and I still have his Stearman.
Terrible
Oh, wow.
childhood.
Yeah.
I've seen the
Terrible
Stearman on your show. I didn't know that was his Stearman.
That was his, yeah.
It's a
So
beautiful
Wow.
looking airplane.
it's been in the family forever. It took me, actually restored it, took me almost 10 years till I worked slow to restore it. But, so I grew up.
You take a B-25 Mitchell out for a spin over the Grand Canyon, and you have an engine failure with a VIP head of state aboard. What do? Well, let's find out in the hangar.
So I thought maybe we'd just have you over to see what it's inside the hangar at FlyWire.
Yeah.
This is the FlyWire hangar.
Well, it's a beautiful hangar with 2 beautiful planes. I'm hoping you and I get to fly in that a little bit later.
Yeah, I think we might be able to work that out. So my whole
Yeah.
idea was doing an inside in the hangar, so people could see what it really looks like to make the show.
How the sausage is made.
Exactly.
So did you uncover any
the dirty underside, underbelly of the production world?
No, nobody said anything bad, nothing like that. You guys have a lot of candy out in front, though.
Yeah, we do.
Candy and donuts.
Yeah. What was really hard about this shoot that you were at was not having the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the very first time we did it, my channel had 600 subscribers, something like that. I mean, nobody knew about us. And I was able to get some people. I got Josh Flowers to come up from Austin and be on the show at that point. So, and it was really nice of Josh to do that. But I think we shot 14 or 15 episodes. And my theory was I'd go once a week with a In the Hangar, followed by a flying video, then another In the Hangar. And with that, I would have about 6 months of footage, of material. And so that's why I did it that way. And so we didn't really have an audience then either. But come the second time we did it, the third and the fourth, just recently was the fifth season, we started getting an audience. And the audience makes a huge difference in everything, especially when we open up for questions and stuff. And I really missed that this time. So I wish next time you'll have to come out and do the underside look at it when we have the whole audience.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think having the interaction with people. I was in, my brother-in-law was a writer and a producer for comedies. He did a couple of big comedies, Step by Step. And so we got to go see filming, and it's a totally different experience, when they're filming.
Yeah.
So it was kind of neat to see that. So.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, I'm glad you could come out, and I really enjoyed. We did 2 episodes with you. We did one covering your famous B-25 emergency story. Didn't we do 2?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, yeah. I said that, and all of a sudden went, wait a minute. When I shoot, we shot 34 episodes, so
That's a
sometimes
lot.
yeah. And then we did one, of course, on you and FlyWire. So yeah, I'm glad you could come out, and I'm not sure when the episodes will air. Right now, I'm in a rush to get out the ones I told the people I'd get out before Sun and Fun that are important for Sun and Fun. So that's my rush right now, which is 2 weeks away. I'll tell you this: when we did season 4, at the very first episode of season 4, which was a little over a year ago, we were just over 10,000 subscribers. By the last episode of season 4 that I released, we were at 30,000. So the guy that who thought, oh man, you're waiting on, he actually had 3 times the audience that the first people did.
Yeah, that's great. That's tremendous
So
growth.
there's some benefit to waiting.
Yeah. Man, it's kind of like computers, right?
Yeah.
It always gets better.
Yeah.
But then you wait. So, yeah, there's a problem with that. Oil pressure and the temperature work, the fuel pressure doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, so don't worry about it. And that's about our altitude, right there.
You had my.
I have it because the connection for your jack is in the back.
Oh, okay. All right. So you'll do audio.
Yeah, I'll turn you on.
Okay, here we are in a Stearman with Scott Perdue from FlyWire. Man, this plane is awesome.
But it is so much fun to fly this. This is just basic flying, stick and rudder, wind in the face. You smell the air. You're part of the air you're in. And
I've never even flown a biplane before, so.
yeah, so there's just something special about it, in my view. You can't see in front of you. I can't see anything in front of us.
So that's why you S-turn, right?
Right. I have to S-turn because I just can't see. And you don't want to go any further than what you feel comfortable about. Portland traffic, blue and yellow, Stearman back taxi for 35 Portland. Once upon a time over here on the left side, I had about 1,800 feet of grass, 60 feet wide.
Oh, and you can land this in the grass.
Yeah, and
I remember when I did my training out of Spinks 6 years ago, we were told this was a private airstrip and not to land on it, but that's not the case today, is it?
it is a public use.
Right.
And we're ready to go. Portland traffic, blue and yellow, Stearman sticking active 35. Take off to the north with a south departure, or west departure in Portland. I do a takeoff, I have stick forward to neutral. Till I get the tail up. As we accelerate, somewhere around 65, it wants to fly, and it's flying. Flying. Good. All right. There's a ball, the turning slip ball, and a needle up there. That's what you can use to reference it.
I've never seen that with the needle.
Yeah.
Left turn.
Hey, Gunny, it's Zach. I'm at your 6 o'clock for 3 miles. Oh, you are. What speed are you flying? 160, trying to catch up. You'll beat me. I'm doing 90 miles an hour. I'm going to go to my left 10 o'clock here, and we'll climb up to about 2,100 feet. Zach, I'm going to anchor here. You want to come up? Zach, this is Gunny. How do you hear? Guns. I'm up. Got you loud and clear. I can only do about 90 miles an hour. If you can pull it back to about 65, use flaps. We're just doing a quick rejoin. I mean, it's a great opportunity. Cameraman. Keep the turn coming. Almost like we planned this. Hours later and we're on TOT. I'm pedaling about as hard as I can right now. I've had 2 engine failures in the Stearman.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, so I like being closed. Portland traffic, line yellow, Stearman's left base, 35 Portland. When you set on the Victor, it's clear of the active. Thank you. See that real dark green field? That's the sun field.
Oh, over here on the right. Huh.
Yeah, there's just not much to the south here that works.
Oh, nice slip.
No flaps. So slip how you get rid of energy.
Scott, thanks for taking me up, and this is a special treat today. I've never gone in a Stearman before. This was awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun airplane.
Well, every time you go fly one of these things, there's a bit of oil, you got to clean it up, bugs and oil. It's just a reality of flying, flying an airplane, flying a big radio is the oil, for sure. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the look, behind the scenes look of Inside the Hangar. And I thought it was just fair that I show you what it looks like inside the hangar here at the FlyWire World Headquarters. But anyway, it was a pretty fun day doing a couple interviews with those guys, and I appreciate them. I appreciate Dan and Christy letting me do that. Trying to catch up with Dan was a little bit hard, but we eventually got together, and I think part of it probably was the lure of going to fly in a Stearman. Christy I've yet to hook up with, get together with. It's really hard to catch her, she's real busy. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was fun to make, especially that little part about doing the rejoin with SAC and the A36. That was a hoot. Don't get to do that every day. And we sort of kind of planned it, but not really. He was flying from Vegas to South Carolina cross country, and he was stopping here, spending the night, so on the way. So it just happened coincidentally that we were ready to go fly at that time. But don't try that at home with somebody you haven't briefed with or don't know how they fly. So we've done it a few times. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, hit like and subscribe. It looks a bit like this here. And if you'd like to support the channel, like these are my Patreon supporters here, and I really appreciate you guys. If you'd like to support the channel, I'll leave a link down below for Patreon, and that really helps. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on FlyWire. Click this link for the latest upload. Click this link for whatever YouTube thinks you ought to watch. Or you can click this link to subscribe. Thanks for watching.